If you're planning construction work in New York City and you're not sure whether to file with Department of Buildings or Department of Transportation first, you're not alone. This is one of the most common mistakes I see, and getting this wrong can delay your project before it even starts. I've been doing this for over 20 years, and I can tell you this right now. DOT and DOB don't work in isolation. They depend on each other. So in this video, I'm going to break down when you go to DOB first and other times when you have to go to DOT first. The basic rule. So which one comes first, DOT or DOB? Most of the time, DOB comes first. If your job involves construction within the property line, like alterations that require drawings, you typically need DOB approval and a work permit before DOT will issue permits tied to that work. When do you definitely need DOB before DOT? When the main scope of work is directly tied to the building itself. Interior work, facade work, structural changes, or anything filed through DOB requires approvals there first. Then you go to DOT for permits related to equipment, staging, or occupancy. Are there cases where DOT permits come first? Yes, when the work is strictly in the street or public right-of-way. Things like simple sidewalk repairs, debris containers, or short-term occupancy can be filed directly with DOT, especially when there's no DOB scope tied to it. Where do people usually get this wrong? They assume DOT permits can be filed at any time. A contractor starts planning equipment or staging but hasn't secured DOB approvals yet, so DOT either rejects the application or sends you back to DOB until a work permit is in place. How does this affect your timeline? DOB approval and permits can easily add weeks to your timeline before you even apply for DOT permits. If your DOB approval takes 4 to 8 weeks, that entire process happens before DOT permits even begin. So if you didn't plan for that, your job gets pushed back 1 to 2 months. At this point, you might be thinking, all right, what does my job actually require? Here's the easiest way to figure that out. Send me the address and your scope of work using the link in the description below, and I'll tell you exactly which agency needs to happen first before you start. Multi-step projects. What about bigger jobs with multiple phases? You'll be dealing with both DOT and DOB at different stages. For example, a new building may start with DOB approvals, then move into DOT permits for demolition staging. Afterward, you go back to DOB for other construction work types, and then return to DOT for foundation and superstructure logistics. What's the biggest mistake people make here? They treat DOT like it's separate from the job. In reality, DOT is part of the construction process. So if it's not planned alongside DOB, it becomes a delay instead of part of the overall process. Reality check. So what should you actually do? Plan both city agencies together from the start. The projects that move smoothly are the ones where DOB approvals and DOT permits are coordinated with every construction phase in mind, not handled separately after the fact. DOT and DOB aren't separate processes, they're connected. If you plan them together, your job moves faster and more efficiently. So if you're not sure whether your job should start with DOT or DOB, don't guess. That's how timelines get pushed back before work even begins. Send me the address and your scope of work using the link in the description below, and I'll tell you exactly what needs to happen first before construction starts.